Hey, you couldn't write it, could you? You couldn't bloody write it. Yes, people, welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV. Welcome back to some injury news, just like it never left. Here we go. And not in the words of Romano for a transfer, here we go, injury crisis. Newcastle. It's not a crisis yet, is it? It's just one injury. But it's just following on from last season. Funny enough, pre-season hasn't even started yet. A couple of players obviously come back early to maybe work on their own fitness program and such. That's what Louis Mailly was doing, and he's injured already. One of our players, one of our shining stars from last season, is out long-term, and we're only in the first couple of days of July. Haven't even had a full training session yet. Never made a match. Never made a pre-season friendly. Ancient burial ground. The training ground. I'm telling you, the quicker we build this new training ground, the better, because this has got the Hoppins Gypsy curse. This Benton training ground is an absolute curse of a place. Honestly, man, what are they training on? I'd love to know what the hell's going on there, because it's another freak accident. That's why I'm saying a curse. That's why I'm calling it a myth. A freak accident yet again has caused another injury at the Toon. I say another because it's just carrying on from last year's 15 injuries that we had at one point. Mailly, yesterday, sustained an injury in training on a turn. Just turning, yeah? Dead easy, dead straightforward thing to do. On a turn, freak incident, broke a bone in his foot, and he's out for 12 weeks. This isn't just like, I know of a reaction like, he's got an injury. Well, that's mad, he's got an injury already. Yeah, but he's only going to be out a couple of weeks. No. He's going to be out until October. October is the return date for Mailly. They're saying he'll only miss, hopefully, only miss 6 Premier League matches. Still quite a few, half a dozen, yeah, in eggs terms. So it's still quite a bloody bit of games that Mailly's going to be missing. Shame for him. Obviously, the young lad who had a breakout season last year, got his new contract, can't wait to see him kick on again, and he gets done over by a strange injury. It now means he's going to go down to London on Monday and have an operation, which, as I say, will rule him out until end of September, October. So, gutted for the lad, especially now, because pre-season is all about seeing where people are at, getting the fitness levels up, getting them up to speed, how have they got on, can they develop, and especially in Mailly's case, at such a young age, would have been an amazing experience for him. In Germany, first of all, at the headquarters, and in a couple of weeks' time, Newcastle, over there with the Adidas headquarters. A couple of behind closed doors games out there in Germany, and then obviously they've got the Tokyo tour heading off to Japan. Before that, we've got the Hull game away at their stadium on the 27th, I think it is, of July. So in those months, you'd love to see him in action, seeing how he progresses, seeing how he gets on, improving and developing furthermore from his great season last year. But no, Mailly's out, Mailly's injured. Unlucky lad. Hopefully he makes a great recovery. Speedy recovery would be nice. Unlikely. 3 months out. And he comes back fresh and strong. Listen, he's lucky he's only, 17, so he's got plenty of injuries ahead of him. He can afford a couple of them, I guess, you'd hope, with his body and stuff, but they do catch up with you. You know what I mean? They do catch up with you, so hopefully that's not the first of many, but it's the old metatarsal. It's the old Rooney Beckham special in the World Cup. Broken the bone in the foot, Michael Owen. So, yeah, not the best news at all this afternoon, and it does put a spanner in the works after what we did a few days ago, selling the other Geordie midfielder, not Longstaff, Elliot Anderson. Come back, Anderson. Come back, son. Oh, we need you. Get back from the forest. Come back to the Toon. Oh, my dear. Trust Newcastle to sell one of our midfielders, thinking we're decent, we're stacked, enough options, and then bang, Louis Mailly injured. Although, let's be real, we do still have Tonali back, well, at the end of August. Was obviously going to miss the first couple of games, first game, so and he can't even play in the pre-season friendlies either. He can't play in any matches at all until that ban is lifted at the end of August. So We're going to be like last year. We've got Joelinton, Bruno and Longstaff probably. This is where I'm going to get on the transfer targets in a minute, because does that switch things up? Does it change things? Because we would hope to go into that season with that midfield. And like I say, Miley's going to be out, but you do still have Longstaff there for now. Bruno, Joelinton and Joe Willock. No Miley now, no Anderson. That's how quickly things can fall to pieces, to be honest with you. They can start getting depleted. We've seen it firsthand last season. You think, oh, we've got that injury there, but it's alright, we've got him. Then he gets injured, and then he's suspended, and then before you know it, you've got fucking nobody. And you've got 3 keepers on the bench and 5 kids who were there for it last season. Do you know what I mean? That run of games, ugh, awful. With 3 keepers, all the youngins on the bench. Never again, please. But, yeah, the injuries aren't letting up, even though it's a new season. It's the same old injuries at the Mags. But does that change things? That's what I want to talk about briefly before we get into a few of that news topics. Before we do all that though, this video is powered by Workwear Express. Shout out to those. It's a local company, great company, based in Durham there, a worldwide leading supplier of workwear and clothing and all sorts in general. And at the minute, they have a summer sale on and a clearance of up to 70%. So get yourselves over to workwearexpress.com. Link is in the description. Check them out. Great company, great clothing, great crack. With that midfield injury then, does it mean we now have to dive into the market? We've been talking for ages. We need that number 6. We need that naturally defensive midfielder, but we seem to just be carrying on with what we've got. And I think we will do, to be honest with you, in terms of obviously Tonali. We're all desperate to see Sandro back, get him up to speed, get him match sharpness, which is going to be difficult. He hasn't played a game in nearly a year. So we're going to have to give him time, be patient with him. Already last year, give him time to adapt to the Premier League. But now, after being out for a year suspended, match sharpness and everything, you kind of get it without playing. So with Tonali there, with hopefully Joe Willock can be fit for a change. He's going to be huge for us, I think. Because if not, this is when we do assess it. In the middle of August, and we're thinking, bloody hell, Tonali, he's going to take a bit. Miley's still out. Willock, he's always injured, isn't he? I'm desperate for Willock to get a run of games, but he'll get that run of games, score a few goals, look brilliant, be out for 5 months again. So I'm really hoping that's not the case, and we'll get to see the best of Joe Willock again next year. And that might save us, because if not, and you're relying on Sean Longstaff again, that's all you've got. Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton, Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock, with Miley out and Anderson gone. Obviously, there's still talks that Sean Longstaff could leave this summer. Still talks that he could make it to Leicester, make it to Everton. Newcastle would be open to offers. So that would definitely open the window for us to shop for another midfielder. And maybe we need one already. Like we've always said, that number 6 there, when you sit there, do the dirty work. Like that Edison, I'd like him from Atlanta. There's loads of players, I mentioned Alvarez before he went to West Ham. He would have been perfect. Maybe someone like that, just to sit there. But it seems like Eddie Howe wants to keep playing that 3, and Tonali's going to be the guy anyways when he's eventually ready to come back. So let me know in the comments, what would you do? Should we sign another midfielder? Should it be a starting one? Should it just be a squad player, to come in for when these type of injuries and things have happened? Let us know. Anderson, come back. Oh dear. Anyways, on to the next bit of news, and that is, we'll get the transfer stuff out of the way, right? Just quickly on Malik Thiaw. So we've obviously talked about him in a previous video as well. He's been going on rumours for about a week or so now. Everyone thought Newcastle United were eyeing up AC Milan's Tomori. It turns out it was actually Thiaw, the other centre-back, the young German centre-back. Big unit, big player, big potential, and Milan are open to selling him for around 30 million. So I think that's a great deal. If we can get him for 30 million, 25 to 30 is what these Italian reports were suggesting today. So take it with a pinch of salt, whether that's decent Italian news or it's Italian bollocks. But, he's been linked quite a bit. He's been rumoured in other reliable outlets, like The Athletic and that. Newcastle are looking at Thiaw, and he looks a top player. Listen, from what we've seen him a bit last year in the Champions League. He didn't quite make the German Euro squad. But Milan allowing him to go over 30 million, I think that would be a bit of a steal. I would like to see him here. I think, he could really grow at Newcastle and become a top player. So it's one to keep an eye on. It's a bit of an exciting one. So that could be one of Newcastle's many lists on the big old shopping list of centre-backs, because it's massive, the amount of centre-backs we're getting linked with. But his name has keep on being branded about a lot the last couple of days, whereas it went quiet on the other ones we're linked with before. Remember Calafori and a couple of the other Italians that we're linked with. Calafori is meant to be joining Arsenal at the minute. Arsenal, Juventus. So, aye, it's all heating up in the centre-back pursuit, and it'll even get hotter in that pursuit, faster, need for speed. next week, just after next week, when the final of the Euros finishes, that's when the transfer rumours are going to go through the roof yet again. Speaking of roofs, just under a roof, the East Stand, not the best segue, but we'll deal with it, is finally done. I say finally, it's only took a couple of days. Finally, in terms of getting those bloody Sports Direct letterings out of there. We've seen the picture the other day where they were getting taken down. This got teased just a few hours ago where it looked like what turned into a French Toon Army, Leonited on there. Now it's been revealed by someone who's took this snap, don't know who it is, I just got sent it and it's on our social medias now, of the new / old lettering. It's obviously a nod to that one in the early 2000s, 90s that was there before. Mate Ashley absolutely ruined it and started putting Sports Direct next to it and changed it to Sports Direct font. That's it there back in the day. And now Newcastle have obviously remodeled it. It's pretty identical, isn't it, to be fair? And they've went with that. They've played it safe. Listen, I said in the podcast last night, maybe I would have went for something new, something fresh, new era, takeover, all that sort of stuff. But they've played it safe. They know what the fans wanted. They know what the fans liked. They can't go wrong with this one. They've put it back to that one there from the early 2000s. And it's sound. It's fine, isn't it? It's like, for me, I would have seen it, I said maybe a little, something new, something different. But I don't mind going back to that. Obviously, much prefer it to the Sports Direct font that was just stinking out the gaff. And that is the last of the Mike Ashley era gone now from St James's. So happy to see the back of that. More work going on at St James's Park this summer as well. Let us know what you think of the new font. Are you happy to see that one back? Would you have got a new one, a new style design in there, freshen things up, 2024 and all that? Or do you not care at all? Is it petty? Kind of is. It's just letters in the stadium, but you know, what like, let us know what you think in the comments as well. Right, that'll do for this evening's video, people. Cheers for watching, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy yourself.